Today, we usually power our technology with engines or electricity, but in the 1600s, machines were often powered by people's muscles. And that is where the magic of simple machines begins. Simple machines come in a variety of shapes and sizes. What they all have in common is they make work easier by spreading it out over a greater distance. The amount by which a machine reduces the force needed is called its mechanical advantage. Humans are not very strong compared to some of the big heavy things on the KALMAR NYCKEL that sailors have to move. Our anchors, for instance, weigh 900 pounds each. Sailors use devices called simple machines to make their work easier. By combining simple machines in ever more complicated ways, people in the 17th century could build large, complex, state-of-the-art pieces of technology like the KALMAR NYCKEL, and they could still be operated just by human power. Here are examples of 3 different simple machines that we use a lot on the ship. A block and tackle, a lever, and a wheel and axle. A pulley, or as sailors say, a block and tackle, makes lifting a weight easier by sharing its weight between multiple parts of rope in the tackle.
2, 6, heave!
In the case of these sailors lifting a barrel, there are 3 parts of rope attached to the barrel, so the mechanical advantage is 3 to 1. The barrel weighs about 150 pounds, but the sailors only have to pull 50 pounds to move it.
Left easy eye.
Levers use a long bar and a pivot point called a fulcrum to move or pry an object. The most interesting levers on the ship are the ones that make up the helm or the steering system.
Shift the helm!
Shift the helm eye!
The helm is where we steer the ship with a whipstaff. When I move the whipstaff from side to side, it moves the tiller. The tiller moves the rudder, and the rudder turns the ship. A lever's mechanical advantage is the ratio of the distance from the fulcrum to where the sailor pushes on the lever to the distance from the fulcrum to the heavy thing that's being pushed. And when one lever acts on another lever, their advantage is multiplied. In this case, the whipstaff ultimately has a mechanical advantage of 40 to 1, which gives me the strength of 40 of me, which is a good thing because the rudder weighs 3,200 pounds. We have 2 simple machines on board which use a form of mechanical advantage called a wheel and axle. Check out the capstan. The wheel is formed by these long bars that run through it, and the axle is the middle part where we wrap a rope that's attached to something really heavy that we want to lift, like our main topmast, for example.
Each person's power is multiplied by 5 when they use the capstan, so a crew of 8 gets the power of 40 people.
We have another wheel and axle in a different orientation. It's called the windlass. The idea is the same. We still wrap a rope around the axle part, but you can see here we pull down on the long bars to turn the wheel. With the windlass, we have to move the bars every quarter of a turn. The windlass's axle is smaller and its wheel is bigger, so it has a mechanical advantage of about 10 to 1, where the capstan only has about 5 to 1. The capstan can get a job done more quickly, but if it's really heavy, the windlass has more power. And these simple machines make for some smooth sailing.